Thanks again for visiting the GCC website. From the last video, you might have understood that research indicates communication problems are one of the primary reasons for divorce. There are a variety of things that can be covered when we discuss communication problems, but in this video I really want to deal with one of the biggest ones, and that is listening. In her text addressing the subject, Madeline Burley Allen shares research that assigns percentages of the time that we give to each of the different aspects of communication. So here's how it breaks out. She says writing is 9%, reading 16%, speaking 30%, and listening is 45% of our time spent in communication. But have you ever had any training in listening? If not, well, listen up. We're going to go through some listening basics. First of all, what's the difference between listening and hearing? You might have responded to what I said earlier by saying that I can hear just fine, but that's really not what we're talking about. Hearing is defined as an awareness or perception of sound. Listening is making a conscious effort to hear. So the big difference between hearing and listening is that hearing is passive, but listening takes effort. As an example, we once lived near a railroad track with a screened-in porch that faced the track. Trains came through at all hours of the day or night, and they were loud. But we had lived there for 3 years, so we got to the point where they didn't really bother us. One time, though, we had someone overnight, and in the morning, the person came up and he said that he thought he needed to go out during the night and let the train out of the screened-in porch. We weren't listening to it, but he was. Why is listening so important? Maybe in your relationship, you might feel like my father-in-law, who took our oldest son out with him in the tractor one time, and when he got done, he said that he felt like he had to open up the cab of the tractor and let out all of our son's words. But, you know, acknowledgement is a basic human need. People will be likely to respond better to someone who meets that need than someone who doesn't. When we listen, we're communicating care to people. For this reason, listening skills can result in more friends and social network, increased self-esteem, and improved academic performance. In marriage, a partner's unwillingness to listen can be an ominous sign that points toward the end of the relationship. If you feel like you are the one who needs to open up the door and let out all the words, maybe you need to just communicate that to your spouse and try to come to a compromise where you listen more and they talk a little less. Now, you might be thinking that you've used communication skills like listening all your life, and so is this discussion really necessary? And the answer is yes. I'm going to go through some of the reasons next time. Thanks for watching and listening.